delicious braised butter beans. Hi everyone, welcome to Black Cat Kitchen. I hope you're doing well. As many people celebrate Veganuary in January, we thought it would be great to share a vegan recipe that even your meat-eating friends are going to love. This braised butterbean recipe is creamy and flavorful, and it's perfect to dip with a little bit of sourdough bread. To serve, I'm also going to make a vegan garlic aioli. So let's get started.
We're using 500 grams of good quality dried giant butter beans. Pour your butter beans into a heavy bottom pot. Cover with fresh cold water. You'll want at least an inch of water above your beans. We're going to let these soak overnight so they can absorb some of that water. So just cover them up and say goodnight. You can see the difference between the soaked and dried butter beans. The soaking process not only helps to plump up the beans, but also to break down the enzymes. This will make your beans easier to digest. We'll boil the beans in the water that we soaked them in. We want to liberally salt them at this point. Don't be afraid of using too much salt. The beans really can take it on. Once your beans have come up to a boil and you've got this foam on top, you want to skim it all off so it's nice and clear and turn your heat down to a medium-low. Into our simmering pot of beans, add a handful of thyme, some coriander seeds, a lemon that you've halved and pulled the pips out, a few cloves of garlic from our confit recipe, and some of that gorgeous garlic oil. You can find my garlic confit recipe in the top right corner.
The great thing about this recipe is the flavors are customizable. Beans can take on so many different great flavors. Don't like coriander? Use fennel. Don't have thyme on hand? Use a little bit of mint. Have a few extra tomatoes lying around? Pop them in the pot. It's all going to add more flavor.
Now add in another big pinch of salt. You'll want to make sure that oil completely covers the bean liquid. Gently stir your beans to allow all of those herbs to infuse. You'll want to be careful stirring because you don't want to break up those beans. At a low simmer, these will take about an hour to an hour and a half to cook. You'll want to gently stir them every now and again, just checking for tenderness. I'm going to use a few slices of stale sourdough bread to make my breadcrumbs. You can tear this up with your hands, but I like the textures that you get from a food processor. You can see here we have some nice fine pieces and some coarser pieces to add texture. I'm going to fry these breadcrumbs off in some of the oil from our garlic confit, but you can just use regular olive oil. You want to try and get all of your breadcrumbs coated in that oil. Season with a nice pinch of salt, and once they're beautiful and golden, take them out of the pan and let them cool on a plate. And now for our vegan aioli. Into the small bowl of our food processor go a few cloves of our confit garlic. You can use fresh garlic here if you'd like, it'll just be a little more zingy. To this we're going to add in 65 grams of oat milk and a tablespoon of lemon juice, and just a pinch of salt. And we're going to start whirring that together and slowly drizzling in our olive oil. Set your aioli aside to thicken. Your beans are finished when you can slide a knife into them with no resistance. You don't want them to fall apart, you just want them to be tender enough for your knife to easily go through them.
And to finish it off, a good few tablespoons of sherry vinegar.
And now to serve, spoon your beans and some of that beautiful broth into a bowl. Top with your vegan aioli and a handful of breadcrumbs. Add a few sprigs of thyme for decoration and enjoy.
If you're looking for another great recipe, check this one out here. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And we'll see you next time.